welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren and today I'm going to be doing my May reading wrap up and my June TBR. So yeah, let's get started. So I had a really bad reading month in May. For most of the month I was in a really bad reading slump. So I did only end up reading like 4 books, which is way lower than what I normally am doing. Like normally I'm reading around 12 books per month. Every year around this time I start to get like a little bit slumpy and it kind of takes me a couple of weeks to pick myself back up again. So yeah, unfortunately I did only read 4 books, and you know what? I did at least have like 2 good reads. The others were kind of just mediocre. So didn't have the best reading month, but I'm looking at my June TBR here and there's so many books I'm so excited for. So I think this month is going to be way better. I think I read Three Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake first. I have read this series before. I think it's like 4 or 5 books in the series and I wanted to reread it. So I did reread the first one and I think I rated it like 3.5 stars. The first time I read this series, I was a lot younger, like it was 3 years ago, so I was probably around 13 when I first read this series. But now going back as an older person, obviously, I'm not finding it to be as enjoyable. So I think I am going to go ahead and read the second book this month, but I kind of don't want to spoil the good memories I have of this series by like forcing myself to reread it. So I'm not quite sure if I'm just gonna, I think I might just leave it at the first book because honestly I have good memories of this, but I feel like if I reread it now with my older brain, I might just see more of the like mistakes and everything than things that I don't like. And I kind of have a good memory of it in my brain, so I'm thinking I kind of just want to leave it at book 1. But I'm going to start book 2 again and just see if it's something I want to read. But yeah, most likely I'm probably just going to leave it at this one. Next we have Carrie by Stephen King. I read this in a couple of days, obviously, because it's really short. And I rated this 4 stars. I loved it. Stephen King is very hit or miss for me, I must say. I do love most of his books, but sometimes there are some that are just like a 3 star. And it's rarely that I find like a 5-star Stephen King, but I do absolutely love his writing, like he's one of my favourite authors. But yeah, read this one. The only thing that really bothered me about this book was his descriptions of women, but any male author really ever is going to have trouble figuring out how a woman's body works. It was kind of like, has this man actually ever met a woman and spoken to a woman in his entire life? I doubt it, because any man that has spent like more than 5 minutes talking to a woman knows this is not how these things work. But yeah, 4 stars. And I watched the movie like straight after, obsessed with the movie, loved it. And yeah, just a quick, fun, easy read. Then we have another Stephen King. I read The Shining, which obsessed with. I think I rated this 5 stars. This is an incredible book. I went right after this and watched the movie. Also phenomenal movie. Obsessed. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this except for it was a bit slow at some parts. All of the action did kind of feel like it was packed into the last 100 pages, but the build up is what makes it so scary and like the suspense. So yeah, read this, loved it, 5 stars. Then the last book I read in May is The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. This one did take me a while to get through because it is kind of just a lot of descriptions. Like there isn't really an overarching plot or anything. But you kind of follow this girl throughout her entire life as she works in her father's scriptorium, they call it, which is where they're like gathering all of the words to make a dictionary. It's set in like the 19th century, 18th. It's set back then. And yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I think I rated it 4 stars. I wasn't like a huge fan, but I didn't hate it either. Honestly, the end did make me cry like a lot. It was kind of very heartfelt at the end. So yeah, I don't really have any strong feelings or opinions about this. Just something I read. Also, I just want to say, look how cute my nails are. I don't know if you can see, I put little stars on them. Hold on. Do you see? You probably can't see them very well, but I think they're really cute. My mom says it looks like a little kid who just puts stickers on their fingers, but honestly, it's a vibe. Yeah, you can't really see them. I think they're really cute. Okay, now we have my very, very lengthy TBR, which I'm not quite sure I'm going to get all the way through. Yeah, first I have two books for my book club. Not my book club, but a book club that I attend. First, we have The Martian by Andy Weir, which I'm really, really excited to read. I love sci fi, and I have a feeling I'm really, really going to love this book. I have to read like half of this before this Friday, and it's Monday right now because they did take a bit longer to come in the post than I expected, so I'm kind of behind now. You know what? I also hate this cover, but it was the cheapest one there was, so I bought the one with the movie cover. Anyway, I really think I'm going to enjoy this, and I'm so excited. I think I might just start it tonight, but I have a feeling it's one of those books I'm just going to binge because it just sounds really good. Then we also have Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, which I think is a romance, YA romance. And yeah, I'm also really excited to read this one. I don't really know anything about it, but apart from that it's romance, and I've been really in a romance mood lately with the weather getting colder and everything. I think this is their summer romance, but you know what? We'll see. Also have to get halfway through this one by this Friday, so wish me luck with these two. Then again, we have One Dark Throne by Kendra Blake, which is the sequel to this one. This is the one I'm not quite sure if I'm going to read or not yet. I'm feeling a bit iffy about it, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to read this one, but I'm going to just see what happens. Maybe we'll knock it off, maybe we won't. Then we also have House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. I did start this last month, and I think I got about 10 pages in, and the way that they kind of have like phones in Starbucks, and it's very modern fantasy. I know it is an urban fantasy, and that is the point, but I just couldn't wrap my head around it. It just didn't feel like a fantasy, and so I put it down, and I haven't been reading it for about 2 weeks now. But I think I'm going to pick it up again, just start from the beginning, see if I can actually give it a good go, because I do love all of Sarah J. Maas's other books. I have the whole Throne of Glass ACOTAR up there, and I do love everything by Sarah J. Maas, but I'm just not quite sure if this series is my thing, but I do really want to give it a go, because I know like everyone loves these books, and I know there are great reviews of them. I'm just not quite sure if it's for me, but and it also is very long, so I'm just going to see if I can get through this one, but I'm not sure. This one is kind of the same as House of Earth and Blood. We have A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I love The Priory of the Orange Tree. It just took very, very long for me to read. Like, it took me absolute weeks and weeks and weeks for me to read that book, because it is just so dense. Like, obviously you could knock someone out with this book. And again, I did start this one and didn't finish it because I just couldn't I wasn't in the right headspace for it. But I'm going to try it again this month because I do love The Power of the Orange Tree. I'm just not sure if it's the kind of book that needs a sequel. Like, sometimes sequels aren't that great because it wasn't really needed, but the Goodreads reviews on this are quite good. So I think I'm just going to have to give it a go and see what happens. Then we have Holly by Stephen King. I have a couple of Stephen King books up here. The Outsider and Billy Summers by Stephen King as well. So if I get through this one, I might read those as well, but I'm not going to put them like on my physical TBR just because I don't want to pressure myself into reading too much, especially just because I'm just coming out of this reading slump. But yeah, I don't really know anything about this either. I just sort of saw it in the secondhand shop and picked it up, and hope that I enjoy this. And then I think lastly we have City of Dragons by Robin Hobb. I'm trying to see. I'm reading I don't know which book is in before this. Hold on. I'm reading Dragon Haven at the moment, and this is the sequel, or the one after it in the series. So I'm going to finish the one before this and then hopefully read this. I know I won't finish this month because Robin Hobb's books do take me like a while to get through. Not because they're bad or anything, but it's just because I read them right before I go to sleep. So I end up reading like 2 pages and then I fall asleep. All-time favourite author, by the way. If you haven't read any Robin Hobb, you definitely should. Maybe I should just also say what I'm currently reading. So Dragon Haven, of course, which I'm reading right before I go to bed. Then I'm also reading Salem's Lot by Stephen King. This cover is terrifying, and I'm only like 50 pages into this book, and I think it's about vampires. I honestly have no idea what's going on. I'm just kind of along for the vibes at the moment. I don't really know what's going on because I haven't really read it. I've just been sort of like reading a couple pages here and then. we'll see. And then I'm also reading Happy Place by Emily Henry. Emily Henry, one of my all-time favorite authors, and I'm almost finished with this one. I'm planning on finishing it tonight. I've got like 100 pages left, and I'm anticipating there's gonna be 5 stars, so my first 5-star of June. Yeah, okay, I think that's all. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe and leave a little comment. I don't know why I'm being so weird. Thank you for watching. Bye.